There we go. So this is how far we got on the project from last time. I did run out of cream colored threads, so I can't put the whipped cream topping on this yet. But I think that this one is done. Well, for now. I just have to put a few more on it. But I've used... Okay, so they make these, like, awesome crafting pens. And it has air and water-soluble ink. And then water-soluble ink, the Japanese pen. So you can mark out your design. And then, come back to it later if you need to take it off of its little loom thingy. Let's make another one. So it's right here is good. Okay, so you put it on this little drum, basically. And then I like to flip it over just to make sure I have some, like, enough fabric, I guess. Here. Yeah, this would be way better if I was using a table and, like a POV camera mount for these kinds of things, but that is for the future. Okay, so now we have our little thing here. And because I can't really draw a straight line or double jump, as a lot of you have already figured out, I got this super cool crafting sticker stuff. And you basically just draw the design that you want and print it off onto this, like, sticky stuff. And then you can cut it out. Okay, so now we have our little pie decal. This is another one I got from Virgo Threads. So if you like embroidery, or if you know somebody that likes embroidery, you should definitely check her stuff out. She's got a bunch of, like, cute designs. But really now, like, I mean, if you can draw, like, sort of pixel art type of stuff, you can just crush it at crafting, turns out. I'm trying, like, sort of try and center that on here. And now we have our pie base. Hello, hello. This one, though, I am going to use this more golden thread instead of the other one, because I think I have more of this. And I feel like berry pies have, like, more egg wash than, like, pumpkin pies. I don't think you egg wash pumpkin pies. Detangle this because it's like a real pain to do it once you start. Oh, do I not have a needle in here? We do it at the very bottom. Oh, yeah, that one's not gonna work. Oh. believe of us. Hello, hello. How goes? Need the threader for this. Too precise. Are you getting like super glitchy? Do I have it set up for The Last of Us still? Measure. Ah, we're good, we're good. Cool, cool. Yeah, guys, I can't believe we are like within reach. We're within reach of affiliate, which is crazy to me. I mean, who knew that we just needed to lock the fuck in, I guess. That's so crazy to me that I mean, basically in a week. We did it basically in a week, which is like nuts. I mean, we haven't fully done it. I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, but like that's crazy, you guys. Cultists for the win. Okay. I think last time I started right about here, maybe? Okay. So, speaking of what we were just chit-chatting about in the Discord, I tried out a new Western the other day. And the very first thing, and one of the things that I start thinking about like immediately when I start watching new movies and new shows and stuff is like, God, I hope the writing's not terrible. Because that is like so common now. So I picked this Western because it's like top 3 or whatever. Top 3 in the nation. Oh my gosh, everybody just wants to watch this Western, and I'm like, okay, maybe. And it's got what is her name? Like Lena Headey, I think, from Game of Thrones, and I'm like, okay, she's pretty choice. Like she knows how to act. I want to say she was in Judge Dredd or something like that. And so I'm like, okay, well she's in it. This other like protagonist, I guess, well, antagonist, I would imagine, character. I'm pretty sure she's like a famous actress as well, but she's like an older famous actress. Like she's been in the game, and I'm like, God, she looks so familiar, but I can't quite place her. And so we start this off, and it becomes pretty obvious that it's just going to be like 2 like middle-aged women duking it out over like land, not a man to be found. I'm just like, okay. So we're just gonna throw out realism here, which is like, you know what? It's fine. Like, I guess I don't have to have like tons and tons of realism in my fiction. Whatever. Like, sometimes you just gotta throw ideas at the board and see what sticks. You know what I mean? So, like, alright, I'll just suspend disbelief. This is just gonna be like 2 lionesses essentially like going after each other, right? So then it's like, well, not only is Lena Headey's character, not only is she like a woman besieged, right? But she also has a ragtag group of orphans in every single racial ethnicity. I think I can't quite tell if it's like a Mexican or an Asian chick. I think that they're trying to go for like it being an Indian chick, you know what I mean? Thick boy, who knows? But then there's like the black guy, and there's like these two Irish orphans or whatever, and I'm like, okay, sure. And the antagonist woman has two sons and a daughter, I think. I think that's the extent of her brood. And she is like, owns the town. That's her whole thing, is that she is like this businesswoman that like she has even the mayor of the town, who by the way was Patton Oswalt, which like he's such like a scummy weasel, but you know, perfect for like a bumbly mayor character. So I was like, actually he's a perfect cast, because I already dislike him and he seems a bureaucrat. So I'm like, okay, that was a perfect cast. These two women being like head of households, perfect cast, right? These kids that are, I suppose they're like actors in their 20s or whatever, cannot act to save their lives. And I'm just like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? Like, you're young, like, this is kind of like sort of what seems to be like a no-name production, even though they've got like these two older actresses. And see, I can already tell that like nobody's interested in this, which it's like, that is kind of my whole point, like getting to the point actually, is that like, who is this movie for? Because Westerns predominantly are for a male audience. Yes, yes, or yes. And so what male audience is going to watch this? Almost none, right? And autistic girls that like to watch Western movies, I am the prime demographic. So I'm also like, kind of like, okay, like, where is this going? Who did they write this movie for? Can anybody answer that? Like, who in their right mind wants to watch this movie? Okay. Whoa. Quick pull. I'm gonna see your future right now. I think it's if your future of the future likelihood of if you're gonna watch this movie. Trick question. I don't need the cards to pull that. You're probably not gonna watch this movie. It was terrible. And guess what? Not even a movie. It's like a limited series. There's like 6-hour-long episodes of this nonsense. And I was like, hard pass. I'd rather just write a Western than watch this ever again. You know, that's like 90% of the reason why I even wrote Bite in the first place, is because everything I was reading was just terrible. Hey, hello. Ew. Thick Bridge. Now, there are some things like Bridge to Terabithia. Good movie. They just don't make stuff like that anymore. Okay. Top, middle, or bottom pole, Max? Bottom pole. Okay, that's where it wants to be. Alright. Past of this event. Keep the event in your mind. We have leaves, renewal, revival, progress. I think I'm getting more of a progress vibe off of that one, actually. Present, we have chamomile, gentleness, relaxation, sleep. I'm getting more relaxation from there. So you've progressed, and now you can kind of see some of the fruits of your labor. Also, it's holiday season. I feel like that is like very much restful, relaxation-y type of vibes. And your future, ooh, potion, invigoration, or empowerment. Maybe some Yuletide blessings coming your way, my dude. Excellent. Good pull. I haven't drawn the potion one before. That one's really pretty. Let's see what this has. Got a little bit of citrine for focus in there. Very pretty. I love this deck. All of the illustrations for this deck are so pretty. And you would not imagine how difficult it is to find a good deck, let me tell you. It took me like 4 months to like narrow down the options, because you get to one and it's like, oh, this one's really nice. And then it's like, one of the characters has like 6 fingers and you're like, ugh, AI. So it's like, you know, you would think that like illustration would be a boon for people that are just like kind of inherently gifted with art, but I mean, if you can like mill out slop way sooner, I guess the like cost benefit to that would be much higher. But I really got into like kind of tarot and that kind of style of deck when I was having the illustrator do the novel cover for Bite, and she did such a phenomenal job, you guys. I can't wait to have her make like her own deck. That's gonna be so pretty. But yeah, this Western was just like such garb, you guys. Such garbage. I was like, hey, hubby, do you want to like watch this with me? And he was like, 5-minute rule. And I could already tell. I look over like 10 minutes and he's completely checked out. He's like, what's the deal here again? Like, what's this ragtag? I'm like, those are orphans. She's barren. And he's like, oh, okay. And I'm just like, see, like, I understand like the societal implications of being barren, but like, I don't think a male audience is going to give too much of a toss about that. So it's just an interesting choice to make what appears to be very expensive movie for no one, and that just seems kind of like the mainstream vibe. So I don't know why all of these Hollywood movies are like so worried about this like Netflix Warner Brothers merger, because like they've been making hot slop for years. Like this seems to just be business as usual. Yes or yes, right? Crazy. I can't remember the last time I was as excited for a movie or TV show as I was about like Baldur's Gate, or like I just saw the trailer for Divinity, which is basically Larian's version, like ground up of like a Baldur's Gate type of situation. I did read that, and I did watch that, Max, because Baldur's Gate is based off of D&D mechanics, which are based off of like tabletop gaming, but Larian developed Divinity to be purely like video game, which is really cool. If you guys haven't seen the trailer for that, definitely recommend going and watching it. It does have some mature themes, but I figure if you're here, you're probably, an adult, and if you're not, get out of here. I don't want you here. If you are a minor, no thank you. Come back when you can drink. This one's going way faster than the other one. I feel like, I don't know. You guys think we should make this like mixed berry pie, or cherry pie, or like blueberry? I think there's a way to do polls in the chat, but I don't know how to use that function just yet. I do a poll. Click that. Ooh, there we go. Manage poll. Create new poll. Which I are a berry. Berry or blue. Oh yeah, who are we kidnapping? Nice. Actually, instead of duct tape, I guess depending on... Gosh, I'm weaving my own hair into this. This is accidentally turning into witchcraft. Whoops. Like 10 billion yards of it. Oh, domestic fun. Well, if that is the case, there is this, like, tape stuff that it only attaches to itself for less, like... well, I guess you wouldn't be into that. You're like all about that like whips and chains lifestyle, dude. But there's like this like sticky, I think it's like maybe silicone tape or something like that, but it sticks onto itself, so you can like, it sticks to itself, but then you can like remove it. I think it's reusable too, so that's got to be like good for the environment. We're making a mixed berry pie. I'm pretty sure I have all the colors for that too. That's going to be pretty rad. We're going to do like a medley of colors. I bet you we can finish this one by the end of the stream. We're trying to do it so 8:30 to 9 is a half hour. So we're going to call this stream at about 10 just to keep under that 90-minute because Twitch hates me. And then, all right, nope. And phone green. Okay. We have to watch a Christmas movie on Discord. Absolutely. For Christmas or for like the Christmas like day after Christmas stream, because I think stream ends up being on like the day after Christmas. And I don't think I'll be doing anything like super wacky on the day after Christmas. So we could potentially do 2 Christmas movies. You know, a couple of my friends in Vegas, they watch all of the Leprechaun movies every Halloween. Leading up to Christmas might be a good idea. Yeah, we'll have to do like a Christmas movie poll. Because I know somebody's going to suggest Die Hard, which, if I'm being honest, I don't think I've ever seen the full Die Hard. So I think that technically is a Christmas movie. Because I think the whole point is it like happens on Christmas. But I have seen, honey, what is the movie with, honey? What's the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger and he has to, like, get his kid a toy? Jingle All the Way. That's that one. So I have seen that one, which is wild. Like, that's another one of those movies where it's like, how dare you, like, work all the time to, like, support this lavish lifestyle. Spend more time with your child. It's like, spend more time with my child. Like, where's this mother figure? Like, is she a stay-at-home mom? Because if she's a stay-at-home mom, cool. Like, it's sort of your job to schedule time with your spouse in that scenario. But if she's, like, also, like, a businessy woman, it's like, hot meat kettle. That's crazy. What's another one? Ooh, like the classic Grinch, like the classic Grinch where it's like animated. Love that movie. There's some other good. Frosty the Snowman. Probably dating myself with that one. I think I've seen Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I can't remember if it's like the first one or the second one or something like that. There's also, isn't there like a Christmas Land Before Time too? Those ones are pretty old. Wait, what are all of the Christmas movies? Christmas Vacation. Christmas Vacation. Is that the one where like the uncle shows up and there's like crazy shenanigans? I know that's a Chevy Chase. I know that's a Chevy Chase movie, but I can't remember which one. No, maybe I'm thinking of Uncle Buck. Am I thinking of Uncle Buck? Or is Christmas Vacation? Like they show up in like an RV or something like that, right? I like that your name has donut in it. That's cool. I just reorganized, so yes, absolutely join the cult. I don't know why it won't put the Discord link in there. Stream Elements is like, you know what? Yeah. I like when he plays the uncle here. Max, I'm just gonna let you be in charge until I figure out this. This robot is really like cramping my style right now, and I don't understand. Like, I'm being outsmarted by a robot, and I think it knows that I'm racist against robots, so that's probably its whole deal. Stop what you're doing. Where's streaming tools? That bot. Spam filters. I'm gonna turn that off. Because I think that it's like, oh, link protection or whatever, but I already told it like to not do that, and it's just like not listening to me. Email protection, paragraph protection. Special characters below letters. Yeah, probably that one I don't need. Yeah, that's probably fine. Okay, so try that one again, Max. I think it should work now. And if not, I don't know what to do with that one. It should be stream elements is what it's telling me, but okay, so it's not stream elements. It's got to be Streamlabs then. But then like get out of here, Streamlabs. It's that silly little robot that's causing all these problems. Elements. Technology is not my strong suit, so thank you guys for bearing with me. It's so user management, maybe? Is that why it's modules? Under spam filter. I understand that's turned off. Nightbot that posts links and stuff. Yeah, usually the Nightbot is what posts links, but I don't know. Ooh, hold on. That's a great idea. I think. If I can just figure out how to do this. Settings, maybe? And words. Nope. Yeah, I have the spam filters like totally turned off there, and it's just like still not doing what I want. Crazy. Maybe it's Streamlabs. Crazy. Yeah, I like the Nightbot, honestly. I was using Sapphire, and then I think I still technically have Sapphire going there. Maybe it's a CloudBot. Nope, it says that CloudBot's turned off too. What the frig? Is storing links in chat. Do I turn it off? Okay. Oh, hello, hello. By granting the bot moderator privileges, it will bypass this feature. Okay. So, do some, I guess, creative business. Get it to stop doing that. Where do I make things moderators? I knew how to do this though. Roles manager, there we go. Add new. Green. Hopefully that's the right one. Hope so. Okay, I think that's the right one. Who turned out the lights? There we go. Now, that should fix that, I think. Let me try it. Okay, yes, we're doing mixed berry pie. Discord. Hey! Haha! We did it, gang. We did it. Perfect. So now that shouldn't be a problem anymore. And it should just be cool. So you can post the Discord link. I wonder if I'll be able to go back here. And that. Okay, so now I think stream elements can post links, but not like just randos, because that was a big problem before. Okay, yeah, that's fixed. Nice! Cool. I learned a thing. Heck yeah. Excellent. So yeah, back to Christmas movies. Yeah, I like a good Chevy Chase movie. I think that he is pretty funny. Although, I don't think it's Chevy Chase. Whoever's in the, like, Naked Gun series and stuff like that, that's not really my humor. My humor's, like, a bit dry. And I would say, like, gosh, if Yule was here, she would know what I was talking about. But, I would say, like, I don't know, a good 2/3 of the time, like, I decently get British humor, but I also have not been exposed to that much British humor. But I liked, did you guys ever watch, like, Mel Brooks? I liked a decent amount of, like, old school Mel Brooks. Actually makes a movie a good Christmas movie. I guess that would depend who you ask. I think that a good Christmas movie has to incorporate a lesson learned, a communal, like, coming together. Like, I'm not a big fan of just, oh, well, you know, it's Christmas and I fell in love with, like, the Christmas tree guy. You know, like, I'm not a big fan of those, like, Hallmark Christmas movies where it's essentially just cheating, low-key, where the girl's just like, oh, my boyfriend's always working. Like, why is he working? And I'm like, Samantha, he's trying to secure your future. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, this man has been nothing but kind to you. He booked you a flight back home, and he, like, sent you in a nice cashmere sweater. And you're gonna, like, do your boy dirty like that? That's crazy. Yeah, basically all Hallmark Christmas. Except I am going to be writing, like, a Hallmark-style romance because I think it's hilarious. And I'd like to be banned from one of my favorite places. So I think that I can accomplish both of those tasks, and it'll be really funny to me. Sometimes you just gotta do stuff for the plot, you guys. Especially if it's, like, one of those things where, like, nobody gets hurt, but it just, like, dings your reputation. You know what I mean? Like, I could go from being, like, the golden girl of, like, my hometown, basically, to being, like, this controversial figure, and I love that for me. Okay, we've nearly completed, like, the basics of this. But I do want to, I don't know, I kind of want to read, like, a couple of, like, just, like, trashy romances, I guess. like from the 1980s of that ilk. Like I want to read like a trashy 1980s Christmas romance. I want to see what like all the aunties were on about. You know what I mean? Because there's got to be some allure. You know what I mean? Because I get the whole like cowboy. Oh, what would it have been? I think movie was it? I think it's oh, it'll come to me. It's a horse girl movie. I'm not like canonically a horse girl, but I guess I get it. So there's this movie that I had. Oh, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. A good buddy cop movie. Yeah, I like a buddy cop movie as well. I also like a surprise twist where like there's a dirty cop that you didn't suspect. That's also pretty fun to me. What? Oh, what can I say here? Yeah, that's a good place to start. So, I want to say this movie is like, it starts off, these two girls have like snuck out for the night, and they're like riding horses, which I guess this like ties in a little bit to the Unamuse, or whatever, like the horse racing thing. The other guy is hilarious. Good buddy cop movie. Is that the one with Will Ferrell in it? Where he's got like the crazy hot wife, and it's I will say this, I do enjoy a good Mark Wahlberg movie. His serious stuff, his funny stuff, like I don't know, there's something about Mark Wahlberg that I would say he's not in like my top favorite actors, but he's in like, if he's in a movie, I'd be like, yeah, okay. You know what I mean? There's these two girls, and they like sneak out to go horseback riding, and tragedy strikes. Very, very sad. And you lose, one of the girls is lost, and one of the horses is lost. Very, very sad, very tragic. Very weird that they would let children watch this movie. That's like a lot of very adult concepts for a child. But anyway, these two are done, and then the one girl is like, she has some sort of like handicap now, like not mental, like physical, just so you guys can kind of get a reference for that. And the mom, I guess she divorces the dad over it because like their marriage isn't strong enough to deal with this, which I guess I get. But like, this is a nice house this girl's in. Like, this is like creme de la creme, like private school level, like they have horses and like land, and it's decently rural, but like these people I think drive a Bentley or something like that, like that level of upper class. And the mom is like, I've tried everything, blah blah blah, like, you know, this girl is obsessed with the horse, but like her and the horse like can't be together or something like that. Define hardcore, because like, I mean, I did date a goth chick, so like I watched a decent amount of Rob Zombie, and she was really into the Hostel movies, which I suffered through. But I mean, I can watch it. If it's like too gore heavy, I'm not into it. I'm more into like psychological thrillers. But this girl and her horse are like having to do like therapy or whatever, and the mom takes her. I promise I'm getting to the point here, you guys. The mom takes her daughter to this like fancy, it's the Horse Whisperer. Jesus, the concept is in the name, Riley. Oh my God. Okay, so the mom takes the girl to this guy, and he like teaches the horse to not be scared anymore, and it teaches the horse to like essentially be like handy capable for this girl to like ride the horse again, to like get over her own fears and her own like trauma, and like do kind of physical therapy with the horse. But anyway, the mom falls in love with the horse trainer. And I'm like, as a now 30-year-old woman, I'm like, I totally get it. But as a teenager, I was like, this would be such a betrayal, my mom like getting with my teacher. Like, that'd be so messed up. But like I get the allure, you guys. Because it's like a strong, capable man solving your problems for you. I'm like, okay, I get it. 1980s housewives, like, I see you. I see what's up. And I just want to like incorporate that in sort of like the level of nonsense that I feel like that would encapsulate in like a small little novel. I don't think it'd be a big novel because I don't think I can like handle writing 10,000 words of that, but I think it'll be good. I think it'll be pretty good. Like at least an easy 40,000 words. You know what I mean? Like probably somewhere into there. You know what I mean? I did watch a movie, a horror movie a while back, where there were these nasty little tooth fairy creatures that came out of a stove, and I did not enjoy that. Because it was an empty theater, and the entire time in the theater, I just had my knees up to my chest because I was like, no way am I leaving my ankles exposed. What if they're in here? Like, what if these little creatures are in here? Oh my gosh, no, that'd be crazy. No, I think you're just used to me like coming completely out of left field with it. But did you guys see like all the controversy or whatever with like PETA trying to like throw shade at that horse girl game? They were just like, actually, when horses like get hurt, they they get put down, and I'm like, bro, can you even conceptualize being like 1,000 pounds? Like that's crazy. Some horses are over 1,000 pounds. That's like so much. And imagine for a moment, you have to carry that, like, so if you divide that weight by like 4 or whatever, by the way, my math is just horrendous. So like, don't think too much about this analogy, but you divide 1,000 pounds by like 4, that's like 250 pounds a leg, right? That's a whole human's like weight that you have to like hold. That's like a giant man's like weight that you have to hold. And now imagine you have to divide that by 3. That'd be like, I don't know, like 350-ish, give or take, pounds per leg. That's crazy. That's a crazy, on some little teeny tiny horse leg? Nah, ridiculous. So it's like, and it's not only that, so like from a veterinary aspect and stuff like that, creatures that don't sit still, like prey animals and stuff like that, and really high energy animals like certain dogs and stuff like that, they can't handle situations where they have to like remain confined for long periods of time. So that's also part of the reason why PNR, like animals and stuff like that, they don't get the same type of medical care, I guess, that a house cat would get, because it's stressful for them to be sat in one place, like not moving for a long period of time. So it's just like such a wacky headline to come across my feed today. I was just like, wild. But yeah, so eventually I'm gonna write a steamy, like 1980s style romance where it's just like absurd, where it's just a woman falling in love with some like rugged, like man with dirt under his fingernails, and that's gonna be just a cheeky little one-off that I write. I already have the concept of it, and I have like an artist that I want to commission. The cover's gonna be kind of contrived, I think, though. I think I'm gonna probably have to have like a couple of people work on it, because I have one guy in mind that can do like a saucy like style cover, but then I don't know, I feel like that's been done 100 times, or it's just like, you know. I also want to make, I'm not a big fan of like when covers to books are like massively explicit. I feel like you should be able to read these on a train and like not have anyone talk to you, because that's my least favorite thing. Like I hate when I'm traveling on any form of like public transit, like a bus, a plane, you know, an Uber pool, because for some reason that's the only option in certain cities, and somebody tries to talk to me. I hate that. I want to be the one that initiates the conversation, and if I have not initiated the conversation, there's a reason for it. Like, I'm trying to lock in about something. Maybe, like, at one point, stay-at-home dad fell in love with a strong horsewoman. You know what? That'll be the next duet. It'll just be 2 different stories happening in the same town, and then the convergence of those 2 things. And instead of a duet, it'll all be within one book. That's how we'll do it. So that's a great addition, actually. Would you guys love that? Like, would you guys read that? Are you guys telling me right now that you guys want me to write a novel where like a stay-at-home dad falls for a strong horsewoman? Because I'll do it. I'll write it. I bet I could. Like someone straight up built like the like gender swapped huntress from Fiona and Cake World. I mean, I could probably do that. Probably smash that out in like a month or two, no problem. Valentine's Day shit posting where I just make a bunch of ridiculous romance concepts. I would watch a Drew Odin YouTube video about the book. Ooh, what's that? Tell me everything about that. That sounds like its own like group project. What is that about? Is it a guy that reviews romance novels? Or just like novels in general? Video cheesy Hallmark movies. Okay. Nice. I'm gonna put that in the stream chat because I want to watch that later. Nope, we're not in stream chat. We're lit. Name is Drew Odin. Guten Tag. Excellent. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I really like the MTV style, like Hallmark movies, basically. Like, what was the one I watched? The one I watched most recently is this. I want to say it's something about hair, or what have you. Maybe. I think I'm getting them confused. But this girl is dating this guy, and then she ends up dating this like rough around the edges guy instead, and then they have a miscommunication or something like that, and then she ends up dating this like rich dude, because I guess the other guy has like commitment issues or something like that, and he also has a son, which is crazy. But I love a good, I mean, I kind of hate watch it low-key, like this whole like girl boss situation, and I'm like, you know, it wouldn't be so hard to find love if you weren't like in this like massively male dominated career that you're in, because all of these people, like, if you want to be treated as equal, these people are going to view you as a rival or like low-key kind of a slam piece. There's not really an in-between, so it's just like kind of okay. So I keep this here, then I can just do that a bit later. So I'm going to just tuck that needle in there and get a new different one. And then we're finally going to start on the berries and stuff. I feel like you guys are going to really like this. Okay, so I am about to show you guys my greatest shame. So originally I got this pattern right from the Virgo Threads lady, and it makes little lattice top pies. And so I was like, how hard could that be? I do all kinds of stuff all the time. So I scaled it up by 4 times. And I've had this project, or I'm not even joking you, 4 years. Because invariably I'll like get to a certain, now obviously the crust I had done in like a week, like no big deal. Like the crust was easy peasy. But these take for freaking ever to do at this size. And I didn't take into account like what I should have done. Yeah, right now it kind of looks like a cookie, but I'm telling you, like, trust the process. This will be so gorgeous when it's finished, if I could just finish it. But what I should have done is gotten like a purplish red fabric paint, and then painted this, and then had these be like accents. But we're far too gone through the process for that. So now I just have to make the most densely woven pattern of these French knots that you've ever seen. Crazy. But where did I put the rest of these? But yeah, and honestly, I love a good, I'm a real sucker for like a good animated movie, you know what I mean? Because I feel like you can get like more fantastical with that than you can with like your traditional, okay. One more. I have like the sparkly thread in here. Or is that just... The sparkly thread is tiny. Red or blue first? These would be like so pretty on like a light giant woven tapestry. These are so pretty. Blue. I feel like that's a good length. If we do it like way too long, then it'll just get caught and tangled on itself, and then it'll cause a problem for us later. So we have to kind of toe the line on that one. I feel like you could use some Kool-Aid. Not yet. You gotta be a much higher level to get near the Kool-Aid. Only I can control the Kool-Aid for a great number of times. Plus Kool-Aid, like, this is probably gonna be controversial. Kool-Aid is ass. Crystal Light all the way. Kool-Aid low-key, unless you pour like an entire thing of sugar in it, tastes like battery acid. Lucky. So lucky. That's the best part. You guys are nuts. When I was younger, we only used Kool-Aid to make those. Did you guys ever... Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Right? Like, Crystal Light is so much better. It's crazy. Although, my grandfather hates it because he's, like, all against this whole aspartame thing. And I'm like, fair enough. But also, like, just a little aspartame as a treat. But, yeah. So, did you guys ever get those, like, Kool-Aid would have these things where it's, like, if you had enough Kool-Aid, if you like cut out the little whatever, they would send you a thing to make this weird squishy ball. Did you guys ever do that? Let me try and find it. Kool-Aid prizes. No? Well, I'm telling you this for the first time. Oh, I love that. Okay, so here's what the points looked like. Right? And now it's so much easier. I can just award you guys like Discord points instead of having you like mail in little like stamps. Crazy. So you would mail that in, right? You would mail in like a bunch of these little tabs. And then they would send you, I guess old school people used to get like stickers. You could get like a picture and stuff like that. I'm gonna tell people get off that watermelon chicken Kool-Aid. Did you hear that, I think it's some Burt Kreschler or something like that was drinking, like, gallons of Kool-Aid a day. And I'm like, buddy is long for the grave. That's crazy. Kool-Aid prize vault. That's just a little ball. Where's the... big ball? Where is this thing at? Oh, they make D20s. Make a Kool-Aid style D20. Epoxy. Oh. Nope. Ball, maybe. I want to say that you like it sent in and then you made like a ball that you could bounce around. I think it's like a DIY situation. Kool-Aid. Is this it? Nope. This would have been 2002. Oh yeah, heck yeah. Found it. Oh man, you guys. I thought this was gonna be like the scented I thought this was gonna be like the scented bookmark things where I just look like like a psycho, but I have evidence. So you would get all of these little, you would get all of these weird little stamps, and then you would mail it in, and they would mail you this nonsense, right? And I think I just like maxed Magic Powerball. I was like, nope, that's all I want. They're like, are you sure you don't want like a yo-yo or something? I'm like, nope, don't want that. I don't want literally anything else in here other than that sweet, sweet magic ball. They were like, okay, crazy, but whatever. And so I had like 6 of these things, and I was just like, I think maybe I was trying to like learn how to juggle or something. I don't know. It was a wacky time. Okay, so pull this through, right? And then swirl, thread. Can't keep too much tension on it, otherwise it's like a real pain, but that did not turn out fine. Watermelon chicken Kool-Aid. Watermelon's actually delicious, Loki. Like, you guys saw how much watermelon I ate over the summer. It was like an absurd amount of watermelon. And I'll do it again, honestly. I am gonna eat such a crazy amount of watermelon. You have no idea. Because if you can grow it, like if you've got the right climate for it, highly recommend. It's so good for you. It I want to say it gives you like natural magnesium, hydrates you. Bro, come on. Really? You're gonna get caught like the moment that I... Oh man. Yeah, this is... Oh. Thread is like so cranky. This thread was not cheap either, and it's just like, do you want me to be in 10,000 knots? And it's like, no, I would prefer actually if you did anything other than that. Embroidery thread, please. Please, I beg of you. But yeah, I think it was like, oh, what was it like? I'm pretty sure it was Burt Kreschler, because like, that dude is like one more bad habit away from just putting an early foot in the grave, you know what I mean? I mean, let's be honest, he's had a foot in the grave since, like, the Machine tour. But he was drinking, like, gallons of Kool-Aid a day. And I'm like, buddy, have you tried water? Like, even at this point, like, sweet tea would be better. Jeez. How do you spot a narcissist in movies? I don't know. I would say probably someone that has, like, you know, a controlling personality, somebody that's like, you know, a gaslighter, a manipulator, you know, pretty like low-key like Nate Jacob vibes, I guess, if that reference tracks. There we go. That one turned out way better. And now it's like a little berry. Isn't that cute? So much nicer. And I'm just gonna like intermix. Yeah, we're gonna mix the colors, you guys. I know. You're shocked. But that's how you make a mixed berry pie. Which, by the way, I'm pretty sure I sold out of mixed berry pies today. It was pretty awesome, but strawberry rhubarb was the most popular. And I would love to figure out how to make a strawberry rhubarb in this, but I feel like I'd have to do some like fancy thread work or something. When are we making waffles? Well, Coral has been getting spoiled lately because I made eggs Benedict the other day. And so she's been getting little bits of ham. And I really try to reduce the amount of nonsense that she eats, because she will eat nonsense every single day if I allow her to. So I have stuff for waffles, honestly. What day is today? Saturday? Sunday? Probably Monday I'll make some waffles. You know, chicken and waffles would be actually pretty dope. Ooh. Fuck, we might make waffles tonight. Because I finally, if y'all fuck with Costco, there is, just bear chicken. I feel like I told you guys about this last time I went there, because I, like, lost my mind. Because I've been waiting for months. I'm telling you, months. Like, I stalk the aisles like Chris Hansen trying to catch a predator, and I'm like, where are these chicken nuggets? You know what I mean? I mean, I guess they're not nuggets, they're strips. But they're so delicious. It's like the perfect amount of spicy, like I can handle it. But if you pair that with like a nice like buttermilk ranch, it's so good. I still haven't been getting enough protein in my diet. I've been like kind of like falling off on the diet, if I'm being honest. I needed to be getting these winter gains, and instead I've just been partying, being naughty, playing The Last of Us. So, also very, very sorry to everybody that was watching The Last of Us stream thinking that we were on part 2 and we were going to be done with all the Abby nonsense much sooner than we were. So sorry I can't read a map, you guys. My bad. I really legitimately thought that we were on the end of part 3, but we're all done with her now. Bad lady can't hurt us anymore. So, be good. Oh, this is the back of this. Nobody look at the back of this, because it's going to be ridiculous. It's going to be ridiculous. But I feel like we can get, I don't know, maybe, I want to say a half, but I bet we could get a quarter of this done. Max, how do you make chicken and waffles? I feel like you would know how to do that. Okay, wait, how dare she have a contest? Yeah, somebody was telling me that she, like, gets to have a little, like, revenge arc or whatever, and I'm not even sure that if they were just playing with my feelings or not, but, like, I'm low-key worried about it. Like, and again, all this time to try and get me to, like, be on her side, and I'm just like, no, that's a straight-up op right there. Like, I don't, like, you couldn't make me empathize with her, I don't think. Like, I really don't think it's possible to be like, oh, Abby's actually low-key pretty awesome. Right. Wait, does it actually not end? Or did you just not finish it? You finished it? Oh, okay. So, like, it's a cliffhanger? Is that what you're telling me right now? Like, did they leave it open for, like, a part 3? Because I know that there's 3 seasons. But, like, ugh. Like, I gotta be honest, and I know I'm probably gonna catch some heat for saying this, but I did not like Bella Ramsey getting cast. You know what I mean? I just don't feel like she's right for that role. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I bet you that they didn't race swap Dina's character. I bet she's still firmly a Jewish woman, but I bet you a handful of other people absolutely got race swapped. Oh, okay. TV shows. Okay. That's not too bad, I guess. I want to say Pedro Pascal is, like, barely fine to be cast in that role. I feel like everybody's just kind of got a little bit too much Pedro Pascal, but fine. He's pretty close. You know what I mean? I would have preferred, like, a real, like Southern man. Like, a real, like, I don't know. I saw something the other day, which I'll have to put in the group chat. Like a 1980s AI version of The Last of Us, and I'm like, yeah, this is peak. Like, why couldn't they have just done this? Why does everybody have to reimagine everything? Like, I kind of just want a shot-for-shot remake of a movie. You know what I mean? I don't want that in the video game. Like, I don't need redundancy in my, you know, in my entertainment. But, like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Did I ever tell you guys that, when I was in college, we were doing, it was just history or whatever, and they were like, oh, you have to pick, like, a book from this area of history or whatever, and, like, write a thing on it. And I did try, guys. I really did try. And there was not a single book to be found in the tri-state area of Dante's Inferno. And so I was like, well, I have to write this. Like, there was not really, like, Wikipedia back then. I couldn't just, like, Cliff Notes it or whatever. So my friend was like, hey, I have the game. And I bet you guys can see where I went with this. Yes, I played through the entirety of Dante's Inferno like a mad woman. And then I wrote my paper based off of that because I was like, surely this is pretty close. And then my teacher was like, did you just write this based off of the video game? And he's like, I mean, don't do that, but you did get pretty close. I got a B+. I was so proud of myself. But I was like, literally, the forces are trying to work against me right now because I did try and do this, like, assignment legitimately. And at every opportunity, I'm, like, calling bookstores. I'm like, do you have this book? And they're like, no. I'm calling up, like, people that I used to be in school. I'm like, do you have this book? And they're like, why would I have Dante's Inferno? And I think the only ones that I could actually find, like, the ones that were available for purchase were in, like, full Italian. Like, I can't read Italian. Nice. See, like, here's the thing. As long as it's marketed as a shot-for-shot, like, first of all, they did a shot-for-shot remake of The Lion King, and that was fine, right? So, like, they'll throw all of this effort towards something like that, which is like, did we ask for a shot-for-shot remake of The Lion King, or did these theater kids just need, like, a summer project? You know what I mean? Like, I think a lot of these actors just want to, like, do theater, and they're like, I want to be a lion this summer, and then, like, that's how we end up with these movies. It has to be, right? Like, there's no way that they're all just, like, all of a sudden deciding that this is what we need in our lives. Like, who could have possibly asked for that movie? Okay, we did blue. I'm gonna do like a little stitch. Oh, there it is. I'm just gonna stitch this one to this other, like I'm suturing something closed for surgery. You know, back in the day, we used to practice our sutures on bananas. It was really great because I genuinely, like, kind of lack potassium, and you got to eat the banana if you were correct at it. Who asked for a movie of Cats, the Broadway show? Yeah, no, weird theater kids. You know what I mean? Also, what's going on with this whole Wicked business? Like, once again, I have like a 98% male audience, so like I don't expect you guys to have seen it, but like, what is this publicity run of these two shaking, quivering women all the time? Like, what is going on? Are we about to watch, like, in a couple of years from now, are we gonna watch, like, essentially the Nickelodeon expose of how, like, horrifyingly abused these women are? Like, what is happening? You know? I don't think I've ever seen Ariana Grande so desiccated. Crazy. You know? And here's the thing. I knew she was, like, kind of nutty. Oh, heck yeah. Oh, nice. Nice. I love all of these. They're a little small. I wish they were bigger. But let's see them in the Twitch chat. Oh, they look way better in the Twitch chat. My bad. My bad. There we go. They're so cute. Criminals. Yes. Squirrel as a crime lord is my absolute favorite emote. Like, I tip that lady fat on that too. Which, by the way, I guess I have to give her that role, right? Add new role. Now you can give artists in your community. Oh, artists in your community. If she doesn't have a Twitch, I can't add her. I'll have to ask her that tomorrow. But yeah, the artist did such a good job making Squirrel into a little crime lord. I love that one. Except I'm going to have to probably wait for the next iOS update to have that as a sticker for me. So you guys actually get to use these way sooner than I do. You're just going to thread for me. There it goes. Nice. What, like it's hard? Yeah, a lot of these, like, honestly, that was my biggest critique for Has Been Hotel. It's like, does everything need to be a musical? My God. Oh, yeah, Rumph is ridiculous. You know, he's not even in here right now. He's probably in the pantry. Oh, he was so mean to me today. I came home from work, right? And I'm like, oh, hello, my babies. I come and I see him, and he's laying on the heaty blanket on the bed. And I'm like, oh, hi, sweetie. Like, oh, mommy missed you. And he looks at me, and he's like, ugh. Jumps off the bed, pukes, making direct eye contact with me, mind you. And I'm just like, I have literally raised you since you were a baby, and your just general, like, disdain and disgust of me makes me so sad. But, like, I'm going to constantly shower you with adoration and kisses, because I can't stop. Like, he's just so cute. You know what I mean? He's just the cutest little guy, and nothing can keep me from him. I think that's probably, like, he just, like, senses my desperation and how much I love him. I'm like, oh, my little guy. He's just like, yikes, lady. Yikes. I'm like his, like, far too attentive helicopter parent. Uh-oh. He's gonna be such a cute ornament, you guys. And here's the thing, like, one of the cool parts about having, like, a little barn cat is that if they don't eat their food, I just give their food to the barn cat. Yeah. No, I feel you, dude. For the longest time, the only pet that I had is one that I literally, like, found in the middle of the desert. Best dog ever. But yeah, it's hard out here, you know what I mean? I feel like a lot of that could be mitigated if, probably ranted about this like 100 billion times on here, but if they made spay and neuters, like, free, not low cost, free, because then you could just dump them off and get them fixed. Like, if you found, like, an animal on the side of the road, you could just take it in and get it fixed, and then no problem. Because, like, working in a shelter and stuff like that, the vast majority of animals that come in are from, like, just sporadic litters, you know what I mean? So if that loophole gets closed, then veterinary care becomes cheaper. And I know what you're thinking, like, how could it possibly be cheaper if you're giving away a service for free? And it's like, people just can't conceptualize. Services are given away for free all the time. Like, that's why we're in, like, a $6 trillion deficit. So if it's something for free, it should be something that gets utilized less over time. You know what I mean? So, like, if you essentially sterilize effectively a good 70% or so of, like, stray animals, right? That is a number that would depreciate over time, you see. So the utilization of this free service would not be in perpetuity, you know what I mean? Eventually, it just, like, it'd be like whatever kind of to just do. Now, the initial cost of it seems like pretty crazy, but then what you do is the twofold approach. I've thought about this a ton. You would, instead of just being like, hey, be a veterinarian. It costs you 6 figures and it takes like 9 years of your life plus, depending. I think it's 9. I can't remember if it's 9 or 11, but maybe it's both. So you go and get your degree, but instead of doing that, we do like what primary care doctors have been doing for a while, which it's like, oh, okay. So instead of just being a full-fledged veterinarian, we certify you, like a vet tech, to do spay and neuter specifically. And the way that you do that is you would certify them and they'd have to be within like X number of feet from a clinic that can do like the whole shebang, like full veterinarian privileges stuff or whatever. Or you have like an underwriter with like a vet that can do that. But you have like 6 or 7 technicians that all they do is spay and neuters all day long. And I think that that would cut down on the like being bummed out business, because if you could get to a point where you can catch it early, because like I know they do a thing where it's like late term pet, you know, spay and neuters and stuff like that. And if I'm being honest, that'd bum me out. Like low key, that would be very bumming out. But if it was a free service, it'd be way easier to just take them in much sooner in the process. Then nobody has to be bummed out. Everybody's overall mental health improves. The amount of pets that are like not being cared for goes down significantly. Like I'm talking like crazy numbers. Then after all of that, you would also you would, instead of like, oh, the vet giving this away for free, it's just a tax write-off for vets. So like if somebody doesn't pay, if they do enough of these free spay and neuters as a clinic or whatever, it could offset like people not paying their bills or whatever for like other stuff. So it could be like essentially just like a charitable donation on their end, because they're donating so that the government doesn't have to subsidize like animal catchers and stuff like that. And then everything would be much cheaper because there would be less of a like secondary problem of people being like, oh, well, I have this dog. I like rescued this dog and then it had like 8 puppies. And like in order to like close this loophole of like dogs having like no home, it would cost like, I don't know, what's 8 times $2 to $500. Like that's a lot of dosh. You know what I mean? That's a lot of coin. But if it was free, no big deal. You could rescue a dog, get these 8 puppies fixed, right? No, so that'd be 9. That'd be 9 animals getting fixed in this hypothetical scenario. And now instead of this potentially turning into more animals in a very short span of time, now there's like closed loop right here. And then these all get a home and then done deal. And if we get to a point where like we have like I doubt even with this being a product, you're still going to have like a portion of the population that just like doesn't utilize this as a service. And like the whole animal adoption thing will still be a thing, but it'd solve like a huge problem for rescues and stuff like that. I think it'd make vets less bummed out. You know what I mean? Because like it bums you out that like these animals don't have homes, and like if they don't have homes, like they live like not so great lives, which is very sad. You know what I mean? So like you would remove like at least minimum 40% of the sadness factor of that industry, which would boost morale. And I think it'd just be a net gain for everyone involved. And if that was the case, it wouldn't be so freaking expensive, because all of the like inherent costs for everything would have to be reduced just because of market pressures. You know what I mean? Like the people that sell the medical equipment to these veterinarians and stuff, they wouldn't be able to charge an arm and a leg because there'd be like less patients and stuff like that. So it would just be a net gain for everyone. And eventually, that'll be one of my projects that I do when I'm like old and want to get into politics, I guess. Nobody really wants to get into politics. I feel like a lot of like sensible people just think like, hey, shit's kind of fucked up. We should like not do that. But it's a real pain to do all that. I'm just gonna like make these areas in this corner. I'm gonna do like, so we've done like a pretty decent job of like spreading them out, but I want more random variation. So I'm going to do like just this like quarter quadrant, and I'm just going to fill it with color. Hey guys, if we finish strong in the next like 10 minutes or so, we could probably hit affiliate tonight. We probably could. Now, no pressure, because like we're already like crazy ahead of schedule, but like, oh my gosh, isn't that wild? Also, once we hit affiliate, I'm going to do another poll within the Discord group, which, by the way, if you haven't joined the Discord group yet, highly recommend it. And you guys will be voting on the next cozy game that we play. So I believe the next official game series that we have on the docket is either Killer Frequency, which is like a detective based in the radio. So like you are like a talk show host or something like that on the radio. You're trying to solve a string of like murders, which I think is pretty interesting. I think you solve like crime-based puzzles. And then we also have Telltale Walking Dead series, which I highly recommend. We will eventually be also playing through a like bumbling beat cop version of The Wolf Among Us, but I'm trying to schedule that honestly for when The Wolf Among Us 2 comes out, which I hope is soon. I really hope that these developers get tired of like whatever it is they're doing, dragging their feet, and just finish that series, because like, oh my god, it's been like, what has it been, like 4 years or something crazy like that? And Fables is like, I guess not like a super popular comic, but like the concept of that comic is so cool. Like I feel like that's absolutely like a pretty decent like introductory comic to get into. Like if you want to get your girl into comics or something like that, I feel like that'd be a good one. Because the characters are pretty like okay, like you can kind of like suss out who the characters are. Like there's not, I think in some comics you end up with like this multiverse sort of situation that gets kind of confusing. I've just been like sitting on a needle this whole time. That's crazy. That needs to stay there and not puncture my skin, ideally. Do a nice big pretty cherry red in this little quadrant. It's really going to be pretty, you guys, once we finish this here. The devs moved studio and made new game dispatch. Yes. So the people that were basically doing the lion's share of the work, they did move studios, and now they have released dispatch through I want to say it's ad hoc. But I'm saying like I hear like the hot goss is that so basically Team A and Team B. So what portion and what percentage and what roles they're in is irrelevant to me, but basically Team A was just like crushing deadlines. They were like doing such a good job. They're like, hey, we're ready to go on to this next part. And Team B was like, nah, fam, like we gotta drag our feet for like another 100 years or whatever. And over a long enough period of time, Team A was just like, how about we don't? Like, how about we just like release this game and then like go on to another project or whatever? And they were like, I don't know, can you just like let me think about it for a little bit longer? And finally they just had enough and they were like, okay, well, we're gonna peace out and we're gonna go like kind of do our own thing. And that's how Dispatch was born. And good thing they did that, because like that game looks super fun. Now I considered playing that, but I was like, I don't know, that's like being pretty like mainstream done right now. And like, well, as much as I want to play a game that's on trend, it's just like, nah, I feel like it's just gonna get better, like, over time, you know what I mean? I'd rather play it on, like, the second or third wave, me personally. Plus, I'm, like, kind of supered out. Like, I'm kind of superheroed out, you know what I mean? Whereas Fables, they're not really superheroes. Like, they are comic characters, but it's not like, you know, it's not like Superman, Batman, that type. You know what I mean? like, it adds a little bit more depth, I think, for it to be fables rather than, like, dupes. You know what I mean? And as someone who is, like, very much a type A person, like, I totally get having your hands tied by, like, a team that, like, does not value speed or efficiency. It's, like, a fate worse than death. I say waiting until, like, the very last minute to do, like, Christmas decorating. But I don't, like, play about my work, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes creative projects just, like, take a little while, but, like, the raw, like, I'm pretty sure they were already to, like, they were done with the writing and they were just, like, finishing it up. So it's like, how are you going to get to, like, that point in the work and then just, like, dig your heels in? It's crazy to me. I feel like they probably just, like, this is my, like, you know, back-end thoughts, but I feel like they, like, spent a lot of the developer money and they just didn't want to tell anybody. So they were keeping people from completing tasks so they didn't have to, like, say, oh yeah, by the way, I spent this on, like, you know, rippers and blow. You know what I mean? Now that's just my theory. That is an unconfirmed rumor I'm starting, is that they misappropriated funds. We don't know that for certain. I have zero evidence to back that up. That's just my personal theory. Because I feel like that's what happens in a lot of things where people give you money up front for things and then it doesn't get completed. I feel like that's, like, usually what happens, is they just, like, spend all the money and then they're just like, oh yeah, like, we're just delayed or whatever. And it's like, I feel like 9 times out of 10 they just, like, spent the startup capital and they're just like, oh shit, hope nobody knows. Hope nobody finds out what I did. That's just what I think happened. But I hope that they make more, like, choices matter type of games. Like, the whole, like, choose your own adventure sort of aspect of it, with still having, like, kind of a linear plot. Like, for a long time, I really wanted somebody to make a, I pitched this to Ad Hoc as well, so hopefully they see this. But I read a book when I was in school called Heir Apparent, and it's kind of like a choose your own adventure thing, but it's based in, like, I don't know, I guess what would be the future now, but this was written, like, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago, something like that, and it's about this girl that does virtual reality, because she doesn't have a great relationship with her dad for whatever reason, and so she gets trapped in this video game. Oh, hey, Cryptid, what's up? So she gets trapped in this video game, and it's like a Kingsmoot sort of situation. So you get to play as a guy or girl in this virtual reality situation, and you're like the long lost, like, child of the king, and the king is dying or something like that. And so he's trying to pick an heir, but he doesn't necessarily want to pick one of his sons from, like, his second wife or something like that. So, but he also doesn't want to pick necessarily the kid from his first wife or something that's lived quietly in the country, something like that. And so he's like, fine, I'm just gonna do, like, a Kingsmoot or whatever, like, solve these problems, and then whoever solved these problems gets to, like, be the heir to the throne or whatever. And you have 3 brothers, but they're, like, low-key kind of hot. Like, the way that they get described, it's like, if you were playing this game as a teenage girl, you'd just be like, oh my god, this is crazy. Like, stepbrother, what are you doing? But not in, like, a weird porny way. But they are, you know, one of them's a wizard, one of them's a knight, and I can't remember what the third one is, but basically, if you die in the game, you die for real, which is, like, the concept of that book. But I think in the video game aspect, it would just be kind of cool to, like, try and, like, be the, be the heir. I think that would be cool. And there's, like, a portion where, I won't ruin the whole thing, but, like, there's a portion where she's, like, the nation's in debt or whatever, so she's got to solve that problem. And so she decides she's going to go, like, kill this dragon or whatever, and she figures out how to turn this dragon into, like, money for the kingdom, and then she gets double-crossed, and you're just like, you're so close to the ending of the game in the book, and it starts you back at, like, day 1. which I think is such a cool concept. Like, the replayability of that would be pretty cool. And I don't necessarily think you'd have to make too many, like, offshoots of the game, like, within reason. It's sort of like, oh, I think, like, at most, it would be, like, whatever, like, 12 variations would be, or whatever, because, like, you could only get betrayed so many times. But the additional element of that is, like, in the book, she's trapped in this virtual reality pod, and there's, like, protesters trying to break into, like, the game center or whatever. And if she doesn't get out of this pod, they'll, like, cook her brain. So, like, I guess I wouldn't include that element unless you wanted to do, like, an Assassin's Creed type of situation where, like, that's an element of the game, is, like, doing missions in the game and then doing missions as, like, one of the lab techs or whatever, trying to keep you. Sounds like roguelite. I don't know. That would be cool. If this game already exists, I want to play it, because I've been, like, hunting for this game for literally decades at this point. But I think it'd be super fun, like, to just get to play in sort of that scenario. I think would be really cool, because I think I would make a really good king personally, and I need that to be played out in, like, a video game situation. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I could make the peasantry happy, and I could distribute treasure. Oh wait, I guess I just did that. I just started a cult. But, like, a non-starting a cult way to play this game would also be cool. You know what I mean? Because I really like the element of it being, like, a King's Moot, where, like, you're battling against other people to, like, be the heir to the throne. I think that's really cool. Just, like, down to the very last little bit of the string. And get, like, one more out of this. Hades is a game where you die over and over, but you get stronger and can. That would be cool. That'd be way cool. Yeah, also Sifu, I have that game as well, where every time you die, you get older, but you get stronger and, like, better moves and stuff like that. So, like, that's sort of close, but I need the, like, monarchy aspect of it. Like, I need there to be, like, a royal lineage at stake. You know what I mean? I feel like that's, like, the part that I'm missing out of it. We're gonna go just a little teensy bit past 90-minute mark. We're close to the average. We're just under the radar here, so we need to pump up these numbers. And then we'll get, I mean, I think then we've, like, did it, you know what I mean? I don't like seafood, but every time I start, I find it hard. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't played it yet, but, like, I find the concept really entrancing. Have you guys seen the, Love, I think it's Love, Death, and Robots that does the, or, no, I think it's Secret Level, actually, which is, I think, a sub-genre or whatever of Love, Death, and Robots, but they did a version of Sifu. They do a couple of different video games, and it's like, one of them was Sifu, another one was Pac-Man. Yeah, it's on Prime Video, and the Dungeons and Dragon one was really good. Sifu was good. I don't think I watched the New World one. Yeah, Secret Level was same studio. Nice. The Pac-Man one, I didn't even know it was Pac-Man until the end, because I didn't read any of the titles, so I was just like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. Outer Worlds. Explorers, Trapped. I can't even remember which ones I watched, but they were pretty good, actually. There's the one where they're all battling, and then there's like a T-Rex as well. That one was pretty nuts. But like, such a fun concept, just doing these like little short. Loved all the Death and Robots. Yeah, they were really fun. I liked. Let's see. Ooh, I love the Hooligan one of Love, Death, and Robots. Also, the cat one was pretty awesome. Fighter Rose. So let's start at season 1. So season 1, Sunny's Edge was really good. Three Robots was cute, but it wasn't my favorite. I can't remember The Witness. So that must not have been one of my favorites. Good Hunting. Good Hunting is probably one of my all-time favorites of those. The Shapeshifter ones was pretty cool. Max, I feel like you'd like that one. That one's got werewolves in it. Then the Fish Night one was pretty trippy. That gave me like what's that Johnny Depp movie where he's like just out of his gourd in Las Vegas? That one's giving that kind of vibes. That was pretty cool. Spanish. The Siren was pretty good too. Yeah. The Secret War was crazy, I think. I think that's the one where it's like like some insane vampire thing or whatever. Brothers. The Tall Grass was pretty crazy. I don't think I liked the Drowned Giant one. That one was a little bit too surreal for me. Bad Traveling, the one with the crab, that one was good. Night of the Mini Den was kind of crazy. Not my favorite, but like an interesting concept. The Swarm was pretty good. In Vaulted Halls, Entombed was pretty great. And then season 4. Look up Oats Studio. Oh, nice. Oats. Nice. Also, what was... I didn't like the 400 Boys one. That one was pretty... That one was not my jam. I watched the whole thing and I was like, nah, this is just not my thing. Screaming the Tyrannosaur was pretty good. How Zeke Got Religion is crazy. That's the one I was thinking of with the insane like vampire racing. That one was good. I also like is it on YouTube? King. No, it's not King. Oh, Double King. Oh. So Double King by Felix Colgrave. Colgrave. I really like that for like a little short film. Thought that was super cute. Crazy back and forth. What else did he make? Felix Colgrave made. He made some pretty cool. Oh, cool! He's still making stuff. Nice. But I think Double King is one of my favorite little short film things. Kind of like a wacky animation style, though. But yeah, we're gonna have to think of some cool Christmas movies and stuff to watch in the Discord. We're gonna have to see what seas we can sail to get those Christmas. Let's see some more. Ooh, are there any sci-fi movies? These are like wacky sci-fi movies. Like, oh my gosh. Okay, did I ever tell you guys? So, when I was in art class, we would put, my like wacky teacher would put these things on the board, and it was just like a random assortment of words. And one day, it was living under, and I was like, oh my gosh. And the whole point of it was he would put this random thing on the board, and then you would draw like your imagination of what that like combination of words would be, and everybody would have a different picture, and we'd like go through and talk about it or whatever. But at one point I got I want to say it was like back in the day, like Netflix or Redbox, and I watched this movie called Burrowers, but I was convinced that it said borrowers because I like wasn't paying very much attention when I rented the book. And it's about these monsters. It's like a Western, right? And there are these creatures that live under the ground. And the concept of it is that like early settlers like don't know what's up with these things. Like they're like completely unaware of them. And this is like during the American like Indian Wars, basically, where they're like, we're putting all of these Native Americans in camps and stuff like that. So like that area of history, kind of. And the Indians know what's up. Like the Indians know that these creatures exist, and that's why they're nomadic, is when they like notice these creatures in the area, they like go away from them. Like that's the concept of this. And these like settlers are getting like taken by these creatures, and they keep getting blamed on Indians or whatever, like typical Western situation. And then it goes through this whole like movie of all of that. And I got like 2/3 of the way through the movie. I'm like, oh, burrowers, like a burrowing creature. But the entire time I was like, borrowers, yeah, like they take you and they like return you like changed or like somehow. But I was like, why are they not returning the people? My friend's like, I'm sorry, what? And I'm like, yeah, they're borrowers. Like, when is the borrowing? Like, is this some sort of like pseudo-intellectual thing about like Indian giving or something? And she was like, why don't you read the title one more time? And I'm like looking at it, and I'm just like, that's my bad. That's my bad, you guys. I really liked, I did like The Village. I thought that was an interesting concept. Yeah, I'm like, maybe like an eensy bit dyslexic, so I'm just like staring at this thing, and I'm like, oh no. I've completely misjudged this movie, but it's still a pretty decent movie. Kind of long, though. But if you were wanting to watch something on like ×2 speed or something like that, it's kind of like a wacky horror movie, kind of. Not like intentionally, it's not like slapstick horror, but it's just like what do you mean we're not gonna like deal with this monster situation? Like, what? And the government's just like wholly unbothered about it. They're just like, yap, 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 savage. Who cares what you're talking about? And it's like she's doing you such a solid right now by like telling you there's like a monster behind you, and you're just like, yap, yap, savage. Like back to your den. And it's like, okay, like she's literally trying to save your life right now, dude. And you're just like not listening to her, which is like kind of like ironically a little bit funny that it's like, you know, one of those silly like back in the day movies. Is we bring the good cheese for the new cultists? Yes, of course, bring the good cheese. I'm gonna have a nice chevrier. I've eaten all the chevrier. I'll have chevrier by the time we do Christmas movies. For Santa Jaws. See, this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. Like these like wacky creature feature movies that you get that are like B-list movies, but they like some of them are low-key pretty funny. Santa Jaws, like Sharknado is like a crazy concept. Christmas horror movie, The Fat Man. Christmas movie master. Yeah, so of course, National Lampoon's Christmas is on here. I've seen the Santa Claus, Tim Allen. That one's like a decent concept. Polar Express is, I don't know. Polar Express just seems like a video game, doesn't it? Like a little bit. Gremlins is a Christmas movie? How is this a Christmas movie? Oh, they do crimes on Christmas Eve, I see. How the Grinch Stole Christmas. A Charlie Brown Christmas. Nice. Yeah, we might have to have like a Christmas tier list where we just like watch like in sequence Christmas movies. Miracle on 34th Street, Polar, like something animated, something sweet, something scary, something to like take the edge off of the something scary. Classic. Oh, there's a World War II Christmas movie about everybody celebrating 1944 together. That's kind of nice. We won't be watching that. We could. You could if you wanted. It's called Silent Night. The Roofman. Batman Returns is a Christmas movie. Okay. Snowman, Last Christmas. Better Watch Out. On a quiet suburban street, a babysitter must defend a 12-year-old boy from intruders, only to discover it is far from a normal home invasion. Okay, not sure how that's a Christmas movie, but maybe. Would you have a babysitter? Maybe up. Let's finish track time. Lost track time. Oh, nice. Right. Better Watch Out is a wacky movie. Is that what you're talking about, Cryptid? Well, thanks for stopping in. Also, thank you for joining. We're, going to be here essentially indefinitely. I did start a cult, so that kind of behooves continuing a cult. Yeah, really. Never seen it. I'm going to put that on a list. Maybe not necessarily a Christmas movie, but I don't know, maybe. This. MBD. Yeah, let's put that on a list. Oh. What have we done? Where we were at. Peter? Here to 33. Open a new tab. Okay, there we go. That's how we'll do this. The Holiday. They swap houses for Christmas. The Holdovers. Frosty the Snowman, I feel like that's going on the list. The classic. Open Lincoln New Move. Jingle All the Way. Yeah, I've already seen Jingle All the Way. It's pretty good, but I don't know that it's necessarily Arnold's best work. Violent Night. That one seems like kind of hokey. An elite team of mercenaries breaks into a compound. A disgruntled Santa Claus must take them out to save both hostages and the holiday. That seems like the Leprechaun version of Christmas. Terrifier 3 is a Christmas movie. Art the Clown is set to unleash chaos in unsuspecting residents in Miles County as they peacefully drift off to sleep on Christmas Eve. Crazy. Answer: a farm girl nurses a wounded. Love Art the Clown. Is it like, how scary is it? Like is it, what genre of horror would you say that is, Krypton? Silent Night. Night is a hood movie. It's an action movie for Christmas. Really? This is a hood movie? More gory than anything. Oh, a good movie. I was like, I don't know. I don't see Tyler Perry anywhere in there. What are you talking about? Barry, Harold, and Kumar. Christmas with the Cranks. I've seen that one. It's been ages, though. I feel like Christmas in Boston is one of those Hallmark Christmas movies. Just Friends is another one, too. Wait, what's this? Oh, it's Ryan Reynolds in a fat suit. Crazy. I don't think you can make those movies anymore. I wonder if Ryan Reynolds is like the Mariah Carey of like wacky movies. Like I wonder if that's where he's getting all his royalties from. 12 Dates of Christmas. Christmas shoes. Boy gets a pair of Christmas shoes from his dying mother, while a lawyer tries to deal with his breakup. Have to watch Violent Night. Okay, we can put that. We'll move that up to the front of this list. We'll vote. I mean, it's a long day. We'll probably get lots of Christmas business done. Christmas. Wonderland. Alright, I'm gonna post this 100 list in the Discord, and then you guys write down your favorites, and then we'll have a poll. David Harper. Yeah, we'll have a poll for like the top 3 or whatever. We'll watch like maybe 3 Christmas movies and at a go. Like maybe all in one thing, or maybe like we'll watch one night and watch another on the other night, depending on how late it goes. Because like a 6-hour stream, we could potentially do like 2-ish Christmas movies, something like that. But I'm gonna hop off here just so we don't like tank our viewership. I don't know if we made it today, but we'll see. But worst case, we'll hit it on Monday. I'm not worried about it. We're like in the home stretch, you guys. We have like a whole, like, what's 30 from 13? We have like, I don't know, like 17-ish days or something like that to make this goal. But as always, I've been Riley Byrd, and I will see you guys on the next one. I'll be in the